So this morning, Turbo Steve is here to pick up his seat. I can't wait to see his reaction, if any. Or to see his wallet open up and some 20s fly out. Or some moths. Anyway, he is on his way over here, and we'll have a little visit, of course. So let's see how you're going to torture Dale because his bike ran out of gas, or what? Boy, that was funny when you guys put that on the internet.
As I'm sitting there minding his bike, he takes the Ninja to get, 4 miles from his house.
Yeah.
His pickup. I was tempted to kickstart it. I said, no. Sure enough, he gets there, kickstart it.
Starts right up. Beautiful. Hey, Dale, we love you.
Fits right in.
Okay, take this away. See, what I did on mine, I put the Gorilla Tape on here, so that when you don't see the Gorilla Tape, but then any rough edges that are in there, it protects it here. Not that, and you don't see it anyway, but it's still, you don't want it to rust. I can just scratch it up or anything.
No, they have clear Gorilla Tape now.
I only have black. I can only afford black. So, yeah, that fits right in there. Nice. Hold it up there. Let me see how it looks when you put it in there.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. What the hell's not to like? So Steve's ready to go to the Javits show and win all that money. How much money do they pay you if you win?
Oh, I'm not in that competition.
But there are guys that are, right?
Brian Ballard, yeah.
I mean, he's a professional.
He brings his bikes win.
Oh, good. Turbo Steve picked up his seat, and he's very, very happy with it. I hope this is all going to work out for him. He went to prime the tank. We're going to try to paint that in time for the Javits show, which is coming up, but not sure how that's going to play out. But I have something to do today that I thought would be worth sharing. Now, some people may not realize I've been shooting video since 1987. Got the first camera, the big VHS camera, 1987. So I have shot a lot of video in my time. And I've learned a couple things, really, that I think would be valuable. If you just bought a GoPro and you want to take some pictures, well, there's a lot of things. I'm going to try to put some do's and don'ts on this. And one of my recent inventions, it seems to be a nice addition to my things that work well if you like to record video and share it. So the first thing is every bike that I have has a different set of these little mounts that come with the camera. I started out buying, I probably have bought maybe 10 cameras already. I usually buy the inexpensive ones, the ones that are $100, the ones that are $50. They don't work a whole lot better than the ones that are $20. So, but the bottom line is this. This is a tip. Anytime you make a mount, to mount it anywhere, on your face, your head, your shoe, the motorcycle, it's got to be solid. If this turns into a diving board, that's called resonant vibration, and resonant vibration will kill your video. Now basically on every bike I have a different set of mounts. On this bike, since I shoot a lot of video from the GS, this mount is really nice and solid, shoots great video. I can turn it, I can face it at the speedometer, I can face it out. Very nice. I have one on the other handlebar. And because I like to shoot a lot of video and then just edit it down, and sometimes one camera will shoot better than the other, I can fine tune that, I can turn them back, I can take pictures of my face, pictures of my nose, whatever. The point to start right at the beginning is, the problem is when you have cameras mounted on the handlebars on older bikes, you're going to get resonant vibration. Now, not all the time. It'll be at a certain RPM range. With this bike at somewhere around 6,000 RPM, this gives you a little buzz. And if you're getting a nice video and all of a sudden you're in the middle of a turn and as it hits the 6,000 RPM range. But every bike has a different resonant range. On the Green Ninja, I got so frustrated I had a rear camera mount that it would just make me crazy editing out the vibration out of it. I totally abandoned it. I had a side mount. I abandoned that. One by one, I've kind of abandoned the idea of having these mounts that have vibration issues. And this is the point of this video, is I did come up with what I think is a good practical solution. This bike I love, and the R1, I have a rear mount like that. So I could take pictures of the chain looking backwards. And, I kind of like that, but for all practical purposes, I want to have the video to replicate that I'm looking forward on the motorcycle or back. Those are the two most common things, and probably they give you the feeling that you are riding a motorcycle. Now, over the years, I've made so many of these mounts, different sizes, shapes, different things to mount everywhere. I even have one here. I tried, this mounts to your wrist like a wristwatch. I tried every possible way I could. The biggest problem is always the vibration, that resonant vibration. Now, on some modern bikes, I'm guessing if you do a Goldwing, it's minimum. If you have an old antique bike like I have, there's always a range where they vibrate. And that's the point of this video. Now, my beloved RD, of course, is the worst for vibration. That resonant range is, you almost can't shoot a video without running into that resonant range, especially if you go through the gears. It'll be beautiful, beautiful, and then you just get that vibration that makes you crazy. The modern bikes, way better, but still not perfect. And you can look at the footage yourself and decide, you know, if that's objectionable to you. It is to me. And I try to, this is the whole purpose of everything I do, is just to try to make it better. And then, if I learn anything, to share it. So in the past year, what we've done, I've really made a big effort at getting the best mirrors, and I've spent a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy, that every bike has mirrors that I can see out the back of and not compromise that. The next thing I wanted to work on was to improve the camera mounts. So you might be wondering, on days that he doesn't ride, that he works in his shop, does he still feed the fish? Ask the fish. Of course we feed the fish, and we still have a few plants left from a wonderful summer, but I wanted to show you the little invention I came up with. I think it's something you might be interested in. So what really happened, and I want to tell a short story, you can't make this stuff up. I have my Joe Rocket leather jacket. It's a very, very heavy duty winter jacket that has extra lining and everything in it. Over the years, I've spent so much time. I've made mounts that mount to the front of the jacket, the sleeve, to the back, and all with mixed results. Some good, some bad. I'm always fighting the vibration issue, no matter what. But over the years, I've come to realize there's a way to eliminate about 95% of it right off the bat. Is you use your human body as a vibration dampener, like a rubber motor mount. You turn your body into a rubber motor mount like they have on a Norton or a Harley. So what I did, and this really, you'd like the stuff you can't make up. It was about a week ago, I think. And what happened, I went to put my jacket on that has all the camera mounts, and the zipper broke. The bottom of the zipper, which means the zipper's got to be replaced. Well, you can't ride the jacket in this weather with the zipper open. So I had thought originally, and this is really funny, I had really thought I was going to take duct tape or something, and I said, I can't do that. You know, if I get pulled over by a cop, I'm going to look like a mental case, and I look like a mental case to begin with, so would almost guarantee I'm going to be in cuffs by the end of the video. But anyway, I did have something I bought. My God, it was so long ago. It was about 6 months ago. I bought this. I was at a flea market and they had these giant belts, heavy duty belt that was, I don't know, 60 inches or something ridiculous. And I said, ooh, I better buy that just in case I ever want to make a camera mount. Well, here's how it played out. Because I didn't have a camera mount on the jacket and I wanted to record, I took the camera mount off the jacket and just using 2 screws, I'll show this up close, and what happens is, let me show this up close, it's probably a little bit easier. The camera mounts right in here, and what I did, I went out with 2 or 3 of the bikes over the past week since the jacket went bad, just using this, having no camera mounts on my person, front, back, or side, or anything. And by just having a belt, it gave me a choice of having a front mount camera, a really lower mount camera if you want to see the instruments, if you want to see how fast you're going. And then you can kind of spin that around and you can take pictures of the person behind you when Luciano's riding behind me and trying to pass me and stuff. But there's an even bigger advantage to this. I can take this, and assuming it's big enough, I can put it on some of my friends, and then I can be in a video. Can you imagine what fun that would be to be on a windy video? Wow. So anyway, I want to show this up close. This is something I think is worth considering especially if you have a GoPro and you're having trouble with the vibration issue. So basically this is a belt. You need to buy a belt, in my case, way bigger than my waistline, because it's going to go around a jacket. And in this case, it was a nice heavy leather belt that I bought. And I never thought this would work out as good as it did. I thought this was going to be a problem. The reason is because when I first bought the first camera, it came with this thing that looked like a bra. And the thing mounted with it, but it was all elastic. And what would happen, you'd hit a bump and it would do that, and it would jump around, and it wasn't even worth taking video. Now those things are made for people, I think, riding bicycles where they don't take as much vibration. Again, I don't know. But this worked well. You can look at the last week's video. A lot of the video that's on there is using this. Now, I had this part comes with the camera when you buy it, especially when you buy these cheap cameras. The accessories are worth more than the camera. And I put 2 flat screws in just so I could put it in place. Any one of the inexpensive, these are the inexpensive cameras that are about 20 bucks. They snap right in, but I never trust, because I have heard of people. Number one, I never put the camera on my helmet. I just think that's, your hand moving around, and the video makes me feel like I'm drunk when I watch video shot from a helmet. And you never want to mount it on your chin, so it's where the face shield is. If you ever have an accident, you'll be eating the camera. You'll be getting some dental work. Anyway, it's all beside the point. Here's what I think is worth sharing. This is a little strip of Velcro that you can get in any place, and what this does, sometimes I use the little rubber bands that women put on their hair, and that locks it in place so that you don't have a chance it comes off and takes out, especially if you have it on your back, you won't even know you lost it. And I had one camera come off the mount in the bike already. The camera broke. I put all the pieces back together, and the camera still worked. It was unbelievable, but it had no screen in the back. Anyway, long story short, this mounts right up. You can figure it out. But now the advantage is, and it's to me a big advantage, I can mount this forward. I can mount it back without ever touching the motorcycle. And in my case, having multiple motorcycles, I've had to make multiple mounts. So it's like the radar detector. I have to have something that goes from bike to bike to bike. So if you have multiple bikes and you have a Valentine radar detector, you have to have some way of moving it from bike to bike, or you got to buy 8 radar detectors or whatever. This is something. Now the reason I was hesitant to even try this, it took me so long to try it. It was so convenient working with the jacket mounts. But once I tried this, I said, this is really convenient. Because number one, I can just take the belt off. In my case, turn the camera on. I'll get to a nice part of the ride. I have to ride about 40 miles from my house before it's worth taking video. I do the 40 miles, pull in, usually get gas, hit the on button, and then I can be taking video through the nice parts of the ride and everything. And then on the way home, of course, the 40 miles home, shut it off. So the problem is that when this is mounted on the jacket, you could never tell if it was on and off without looking in the mirror. This, you can just look down. This has a red flashing light on top when it's on. So this turned out to be a way better camera mount than I originally thought it would be. And the nicest thing is I can move it from person to person and from bike to bike. The belt was $9, I do believe. And what I did, not like you have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. I had to cut off about 6 inches of belt. I put it on when I had all my leather jacket and the liner and everything in it. And then I left myself plenty extra in case any of my friends are bigger than I am. And even a couple extra pieces. Because I did anticipate that at some point in time, I might want to put this on, on one of my friends and see. And then, again, I could be on a windy video. So in the interest of sharing information, which obviously is what we're trying to do, I thought I'd mention a couple other things that I think are relatively funny. In the beginning, when I bought the original GoPro camera, and they're not GoPros, they're clones, it came with all these mounts for handlebars and bicycles and spaceships, and mount them on watermelons and everything. And you know what? I found out a couple of things right away. These ones that are mounted for the handlebar, you can see how thin they are. They break. On a motorcycle, you tighten these up so they don't vibrate, and they break. So, again, these have the waterproof cases, which when you use the waterproof case, it totally diminishes the sound. So first thing I do when I get a new camera, get rid of them. I had made, always trying to make rubber mounts and different mounts, and I know several of my friends have given me these things that are supposed to make perfect mounts with no vibration. Not one of them ever worked. Not the way I want. Second thing, if you buy multiple cameras, I would suggest you buy the inexpensive one. This, by the way, is one of the latest one I've been using for the last year. This was 20 bucks. And all the accessories come with it. That was the neat thing. Now, what happens is when you buy multiples, you got to watch. They don't all use the same battery. They look the same, but they're not the same. So what happens is you go to charge the battery. I want to show this. From one camera to the next, you would think, oh, why would they make them different? Yeah, look, that they don't charge up. They don't line up. So, and in my case, I have about 20 batteries. These are the ones that are Kaputnik now. So the chargers don't charge the battery because some of them have these in the middle, some of them don't. Kind of annoying. Here's a whole drawer full of batteries that are shot, and they don't line up, and they don't match, and they don't marry. And anyway, the other thing I learned, and I tried this for many, in the very beginning, had to learn this the hard way. I wanted the camera, I wanted it to be inside one of these plastic underwater cases. And not so I could take pictures of the fish, so that if it rained, I thought, wow, it won't even get wet. I don't even have to put a bag over it. Well, what happens, you get sound that's so muted, it's like you have your camera mounted in a pillow. Well, drilling holes in these, of course, totally defeats the purpose of it being waterproof then, so you're back where you started. And among other things, I just wanted to share some of these that I thought would be worth, and I had extra cases here that some of them had things with holes in them and things without holes, and all of these cases that you can take pictures underwater and stuff. But for our purposes, for the purposes that I'm using, and here's some of the cameras. This, by the way, is the one that fell off the bike. You notice parts are missing and everything. If I put a battery in here, it still takes pictures. You just don't see anything out the back of the screen. You have to take the card out to download it. So I never threw it away. Again, $14, $20, whatever they were in the beginning. And this one is one of the cross tours that I dropped it, and I found it, of course, and then it just stopped recording reliably. The Light Dow had some other issue, and I don't remember. This was a 4K camera. This one really was probably $30, and now they're even cheaper, I think. But what I had with this was that, again, some of the things, the batteries didn't fit. I don't remember. It was annoying as can be. I've always tried to make things as simple as possible. Holcomb's razor. This one didn't have anything wrong with it. It shot nice video, did a lot of nice things. But again, I never got the sound to where I was happy with it. And each one I mark on what was wrong with it, what wasn't. This is a 1080 camera. I don't even remember what was wrong with it. But anyway, the whole point was that all of the cameras now are in this range, in a $20 to $30 range, work perfect if you're just going to make YouTube videos, or if you're not going to make Gone with the Wind or anything. This is just one, but there are plenty. And it doesn't seem, I don't think it matters which one you buy. Now, a couple other do's and don'ts. On track days, they made you have they inspected the camera mount and made you have a lanyard just in case that camera came off. And I noticed a lot of young kids that were using suction cups and the cameras came off. So I hope this was kind of a good information, something useful, especially if you're new to GoPros. A lot of fun shooting video. It's so cheap, it's ridiculous. And because of YouTube, you can just post them right up there and share them with your friends. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this video was useful. Gotta edit that out. Nah, I never edit that. Listen, we're human. Hey, thanks for watching. Especially if you're human.